the content of my opening statement, I want to deal directly with some concerns that have been expressed in the newspaper about Minuteman and about my role in purchasing. And I thought it would be a good idea to get that right on the table and get that cleared up. And if you have any questions about it, I'll be glad to answer them. But as superintendent, I have responsibility for all aspects of operating my district. In June of 2012, I made an error in assuming that some purchasing procedures had sufficient checks and balances in them. After a complaint was submitted to the chair of my school committee regarding concerns about purchasing, I immediately conducted my own review and found, in fact, irregularities and some sloppy procedures in purchasing that have been occurring for the last few months prior to that time. Once I was made aware of these irregularities, work that had begun or that was scheduled to begin that did not have proper bid documentation was immediately stopped. No district funds were expended, and with my new business manager on board, we began implementing a number of improvements to the procedures, as well as training for all staff that were involved in purchasing. I myself participated in that training with my staff. Although I'm not a licensed purchasing officer, nor am I a licensed business officer, as superintendent, I'm responsible for all the activity in that office. I was appropriately reprimanded by my school committee. And I believe now that the systems are in place to ensure that this will not be repeated. I made a mistake in judgment, and I learned from it. And I and my business office have been reorganized. And the documentation procedures are clearly in place. And I continue to learn.
I will take the responsibility of specifying the required actions by designing and detailing arrangements under which Greater Lowell will operate according to the Department of Ed and the school committee's policies. Just as I will work to unite Greater Lowell's faculty around common goals, I will look forward to working with you in building a dynamic learning environment that will benefit all of our students, including the folks that come from continuing education programs at night. To foster these goals will take patience and personal commitment in creating a community of shared values and driving student achievement. I will look forward to moving these initiatives and goals with your guidance. I am a relentless worker, an employee that comes in early and leaves late. I consider myself a man that lives in accordance with moral principles and beliefs that maintain high standards in character and integrity. And if appointed to the position of superintendent director, I would be ready to begin begin this important work immediately.
Our students from Lowell are very interested and anxious to come here. We have 375 delighted students in middle schools throughout Lowell who are destined to come here next year through your admissions process, and I hope that you add one Lowell administrator to the mix. Sitting at this table here on Friday afternoon, there was one student in particular who was really talking about his love of the school, love of the shops he's in, his love of the teacher and the people in the shop and the whole school community. He was talking about, he was just a great representative for the school, and we asked him a little more about what it was like coming here. He said, I didn't want to come here. My mother made me. My older brother came here. I didn't want to be here. So the first week I was down in the dean's office, I was trying to get thrown out of the school and they wouldn't throw me out. And here's a successful young man, because this school cared about him and held on to him and said, you're going to succeed in this school. And that's the kind of school that I want to work at. That's the kind of district and philosophy I want to be associated with. And make no mistake about it, we have a few challenges. We need to move the test scores. We need to do some strategic planning. We've got a lot of state mandates to deal with. We have the complications of dealing with a multi-town district and making sure that we've got funding. We've got a building project ahead of us, a lot of challenges. And I'm really looking forward to helping work with you to meet these challenges. If anything, that visit on Friday made me love the school more and made me want this job more. And I hope I have the opportunity to come work with you for the next few years. Thank you.